for tuning in to the show. We want to thank our Spreaker family for tuning in, and also let us not forget the beautiful people of ArtSBN. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. We're going to be taking your calls a little bit later. We have a little bit to catch up on right now, and some things I want to talk to Hutch about. Find out what how his Thanksgiving. As a matter of fact, how was your Thanksgiving?
No, it was absolutely great.
Yeah?
The only problem was I ordered an 18-pound turkey, and as soon as I placed the order, about six people told me they weren't coming. But we had a lot of leftovers. It was excellent, really.
Yeah. Well, we had. Wait a minute. How much was your poundage?
18.
We got a 13.
I'm going to get a 13 next year.
Yeah, we got a 13. That thing was done by Saturday night. It was good though. Dropped it in the thing, fried it. It was real good, ladies and gentlemen. It was real good. I made a whole lot of gains with that. Yeah.
But you got to talk about the grill.
Oh yeah, last night, ladies and gentlemen, I was on the Hutch Bailey show, Steel City Resistance, as a matter of fact, and my son and I were getting the turkey ready. Okay, we were marinating the turkey. Well, actually, let me go back to the marinate thing. The needle on that little thing is small. Let's see, baby. Hold on. As a matter of fact, I got some more, Hutch. I got some more right here. Let's see. Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Tony Cotchery's famous Creole cuisine, and it comes with a a needle. I just happen to have it because I got two more because I'm gonna be frying every day on that thing. It comes with a needle and it comes with an injector, but the needle is real small. Now my son stuck the needle in the turkey. Okay. Now, for some reason, the tip of that thing broke off. It didn't break off in the turkey. It like bent, So when we tried to stick it back in the skin, then it went the other way. So we just took it off. So, bottom line is we got to inject it. And everything like that. Now we're putting the seasoning on. Now, as we're doing this, I have lamb chops on the grill. I'll never do that again. I have lamb chops on the grill. Now, I can see the grill. It's dark at night. It's dark. But I can see the grill. We're in here trying to get this turkey done. I'm thinking I'm going to let him do the turkey, get all the seasoning on, and then let him wrap it up, and then I'm going to go out there and check on the lamb chop. Well, he wasn't doing it as fast as I wanted him to do, so I had to help him. So just as soon as we got it to the point, I look out to the grill, and it was the towering inferno. The whole grill was on fire on the deck. All I could think of was I'm going to be in one of those commercials. I did not burn the house down from a fried turkey. I burned the house down because I was grilling lamb chops at the time that I was supposed to be working on the turkey. So, bottom line is
expensive fire.
Yeah, man. And what's funny was I was getting ready to throw them away. I threw like two away. My son was like, wait. So we looked at them. So here we are eating like burnt
lamb chop chips.
Burnt lamb chop chips, which they were mighty tasty though. Burnt, they were still like real succulent though. But
I got to tell you, that's one of my favorite meats. I love lamb chops. My God, and ground lamb. Everybody doesn't have a taste for it, but if you do, luckily I grew up with them, and man, they're delicious.
Man, that turkey. Whew, good gracious! Next time I'm gonna have all y'all over to the house.
Now, can you reuse that oil?
Yes, sir.
Because that's expensive too. Peanut
9
oil.
times. You can reuse it 9 times.
Oh, okay.
9 times. Just don't burn it. Okay. You can't burn it, but you can use it 9 times. So, and you can put anything in there. You can even put seafood in there if you really want to. And
I might try that. I have a deep pan. I don't have a. It's not a turkey cooker, but I think it would work if I got the device that holds the turkey.
oh man,
Isn't there a special thing?
oh yeah. It's a little tray. It's a little tray that you put it in. Is that what you're talking about?
I guess.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. It's a little tray. Whew, man, all I can say is it was perfect. It was perfect. It was perfect. So, and I hope that everybody had a great Thanksgiving. I hope that you spent time with family. I know many of y'all probably binge watch on some TV, or maybe y'all even stayed close to the news. Did you stay up with the news during Thanksgiving?
I did, and let me just give a special shout out because I know for a fact that there's some soldiers that are listening to this program that are deployed. So we can't wait for you to get back for your next Thanksgiving, and we hope you had as good of a Thanksgiving as possible.
That's right. That's right. Exactly. We don't want to forget our veterans because this nation, not this nation in whole, but the administration has forgotten our veterans here and there and everywhere. And before we get into the real news, what was really nice was to see Donald Trump, President-elect Trump, giving or addressing the nation separate from the media. He did that video and then he pushed it out himself, and people got to see it online. It didn't have to go through the media. The media didn't check it. Media didn't edit it or anything like that. He put it out himself. And I was
he's chapping the media too. There. I was watching tonight, and even at Fox, man, the negative vibes are there, boy. And I think he might just bypass him. I don't know. I mean, he's not going to be able to do that all the time, but doing things like that gets him mad, and I think it's nice. I do. I think it's about time that they're not running this country.
Hey, he might be able to do it all the time. I mean, if you see that video that he did for Thanksgiving, I mean, why not? Who is it? Roosevelt had those fireside chats,
Well, you know what he's going to do. He's going to announce the press pool, and Joe Seals is going to get a new job.
Yeah.
Oh, Adam will be out there.
RSBN has their camera feed at in the lobby right now, so that's kind of cool.
How about those elevator guys? They're about professional, aren't they?
They're cool, man. I'm telling you.
I was watching them. I'm like, man, look at them. They're all dressed in the same suit. Every time the elevator goes up, my man goes back and hits the button so it comes back down.
Hey, I hear that the Secret Service is moving into the Trump Tower for about 2 floors.
And you know what Trump could do and really make some headway? He might have already done it, but he ought to gift them that. He ought to say, you know what, rent free.
Yeah. Can he do that?
Yeah. It's his building.
That's what I thought. I thought it was his building. It didn't sound...
I think it's his building.
I thought it was his building. There's another building that has his name on it, but they took off Trump Tower. Trump off of it, though. Trump Towers or something. Trump Place.
He could do it one way or another, even if he paid for it, but it's something that it won't look good, and they'll never let it go if the federal government has to pay rent to him for them to protect him.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they thought about that already.
And, I can see them doing the 2 floors, too. Because because if Melania's going to stay there for the next couple of months until her son gets out of school, then I can see them taking those 2 floors. Like, what? How many floors is in their building? 80?
He's on the 26th. I don't know how many are total.
Okay.
It's got to be more than that.
Okay, so what? You mean over top of him?
Well, he's on the it's got to be higher than 26 stories.
Okay, so the building doesn't have the 25th and 26th floor anymore.
Probably not.
I mean, it goes right by.
If he's on the 26th floor, he's really on the 25th floor because American skyscrapers don't have a 13th floor.
That's true too. That's true. I always wondered about that until somebody told me that. I'm like, man, y'all superstitious. I ain't worried about that. I don't worry about no 13th floor. You worry about 13th floor?
Not really, but back in the day when they built a lot of those buildings, people were a lot more superstitious than they are now.
Yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the news a little bit. It looks like the secretary, looks like a whole lot of y'all are pissed off. Some of y'all think that Donald Trump is gonna choose Mitt Romney for Secretary of State. Don't, and if y'all get angry with what I'm getting ready to say to y'all, don't get swole. Just listen to me. Don't get swole. Listen to me. Why are y'all getting angry at Donald Trump for if he choose Mitt Romney? He likes Mitt Romney. He likes Mitt Romney a whole lot more than he likes a whole lot of people. Y'all, look, you like him. We voted for him. We campaigned for, I'm talking about Trump. We campaigned for him. We said we're going to trust him. Now let him be him. Let him do what he's going to do. Now, I don't think he's going to pick Mitt Romney, but if he does, don't get on your Twitter account and say that you're going to leave Donald Trump. Don't do that. Don't do that. We don't have any purists in this race. Donald Trump is going to be in charge. I mean, not Mitt Romney, Donald Trump. Period. And I'm sure, honestly, to tell you the truth, Hutch, I think Mitt Romney has a leg up because he's meeting with him for the second time.
Well, I have a different thing I think's going on. I think he's punking him out.
He could be.
I think he's dragging him out there. He dragged him out once. Now he's going to drag him out again. And at the end of dinner, he's going to say, "You're done. Go home."
He
gotcha.
He could. But does he?
I to be honest with you, before Donald Trump even came on the scene, I never really liked Mitt Romney.
Mm-hmm.
I put up with him because he was our guy.
Yeah.
And if he's Secretary of State, I'll put up with him again. If Donald Trump feels that he can add to the team, I'll go with that. I think something that needs to happen is whoever gets in there, the State Department business, in other words, the foreign, it's going to be a two-hatted job. I think what somebody has to do initially is clean that doggone thing up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the reasons that I like Giuliani, because of his law enforcement background, because there's some real criminals in there.
Yeah.
It is a bad agency and it needs to be overhauled. But then by the same token, Mitt Romney saved the Olympics, which was a bad situation too. So who knows? I'm not going to get into that. I think what we're working with is 75% corporate media speculation, because you haven't really heard Trump say that much about it. You hear people say that he's furious with Kellyanne. I don't believe that. I think this is I don't think they do anything in that organization that didn't come out of the meeting. If you know what I mean.
I've seen people say that on social media, but maybe he could be. Maybe he could be angry.
That's true. He could be. That's absolutely true.
We don't know what's going on up there. And, honestly, Kellyanne was really the only one that went public with it, now, look, I don't agree with, who was it? Morning Joe. I don't even watch him. But I've never seen anything like it before. I haven't seen anybody do what she did.
And that's what makes me think that it was coordinated.
If it was, then
if you worked for Donald Trump, would you say something like that on your own? No way, man. I wouldn't.
Well, she got power though now.
Right, but I'm saying the only reason she has power is because of one guy.
Yeah, but she got it.
Well, that's true. She probably wants to keep it.
She got it. What did she say? She said she can have any job she wants. So
and that's probably a good thing. Well, to the extent of her abilities. I don't really know much about her, but except for the Lost Gang of Eight situation she was involved in. Other than that, all I know is I was watching that elevator cam on RSBN, and that's a tall woman.
Oh yeah.
I didn't realize how tall she was.
It's a whole lot of people in the administration is going to be tall. Giuliani looked like a little guy.
Yeah, he's starting to hunch a little bit too.
Hey, how about General Petraeus?
I did not see him.
Well, he met with Trump today. As a matter of fact, when he took a few questions when he came off the elevator this afternoon, he was with Trump for about an hour, and Trump seemed like he liked the conversation with Petraeus. And Petraeus did say a couple of weeks ago, I even put it on my website. He did say that he was happy. No, Petraeus said that he would serve under a Trump administration.
And again, I'll leave Donald Trump to be the person that's smartest about that kind of thing. I have some problems with Petraeus too, but not enough that would have me being angry about the guy. But we'll see what happens. I mean, this is an exciting time to be in the positions we're in.
Yeah, I mean, Mitt Romney has problems, and I like Giuliani, but he has problems.
They all do. They're all going to get savaged.
Petraeus has problems. And then Bob Corker is supposed to be meeting with Donald Trump. And I think Bob Corker is worse than...
That's a giant mistake. Bob Corker's horrible. He shouldn't even be on that list.
He's worse than Romney.
He's terrible. He was the Corker Amendment. He's the guy that got the Iranian deal passed.
Exactly. You know,
I'll never. You know me, man. I got a long memory. I'm not going to forget Rubio, and I'm not going to forget Corker.
Corker was the one that gave Obama like almost supreme power.
Absolutely.
You know.
I mean, and ladies and gentlemen, what we're talking about is for treaties to get passed, there normally has to be a 2/3 vote of the Senate. Right. Corker flipped that around and made it to where there had to be a 2/3 vote of the Senate to block the thing.
Yeah.
Impossibility. Mm-hmm. And Iran's going to have nukes because of it. It's Corker's. There's other people involved, but he was the one pushing it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, I mean, I was surprised that he wants to still meet with Corker. You know. And I know Hannity was jumping all on that about a month ago when Corker's name was up there. But, you know, he's also been jumping on the Romney thing, too.
I have a lot of faith in Donald Trump.
I
think that he knows... And I'm not just saying about the selections. I'm talking about Donald Trump does things to cause a reaction. He might have put Corker's and Romney's name in there just to cause a reaction. You know, you never know. You got to watch the long game with this guy. This guy's pretty smart. He's a chess player.
He is. He is a chess player. He looks at... He might not come out and say that he's looking at what y'all are saying on social media. And I'm not saying that he... Okay. He's not watching particularly what you are saying on social media. I know that for a fact. But he gets updates about what stuff people are saying on social media. And I know that for a fact too. So some of your statements might have hit the boardroom table, you know, about why you don't want him. But, you know, it's a tough decision. And if there's one thing that we all have to continue to do is pray that whatever decision that he comes up with, whatever decision that he makes, you know, that's our guy. That's our guy.
That's right. That's right.
So I'm going back to what I said before. If you were ones that say that you're going to leave him because of a pick, don't do that. Don't do that. I mean... And I haven't really begged anybody for anything during this election, but I'm begging you, don't do that. And I'm not doing it from a point of weakness. I'm doing it from a point of, I'm going to kick your tail. Because you don't leave your general on the battlefield by himself against snakes and crabs. Now, you know, some people are using that snake analogy about bringing a snake into, you know, you never was a snake before, you know, all that stuff. Look, whatever you feel about Romney, Donald Trump don't feel it. Donald Trump loves the guy.
We'll see.
He loves the guy. He loves the guy. And, you know, even Donald Trump even came out and said, you know, for the last 5 years, I've been throwing shade his way. He's, you know, saying how he failed, saying how he did all this stuff for, you know, so Trump said, I've been going after Romney for over 5 years or 4 years. since
Well,
the
one
last
thing I
election.
did notice about Donald Trump early on is that he is a true street smart fighter. In other words, me and you can fight today, and tomorrow we'll be best friends. I
Yeah,
mean, it's
yeah.
the way we grew up. It's just the way it is, and I've noticed an uncanny ability of him to be able to do that. Now,
Well,
some of the people that he fought against might not be that way. I don't know if Mitt Romney is or not, but we'll certainly find out.
but Hutch. I've said this before. If I was in his shoes, Mitt Romney's name would have never been in there.
No, mine either.
You
No,
do me wrong, like what? I mean, look, Mitt
in
Romney
public especially.
in
Man.
public, Romney wouldn't have been in there. What's her name? Out of South Carolina.
Haley.
She wouldn't have been in there. God love Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz wouldn't have even have been in anywhere. I mean, if you do that to me publicly, and this is me, I'm not talking about Trump. But if I had won that thing, man, I wouldn't have given them the time of day. But that's me, because I'm a Sagittarius. My birthday's on December 10th. I hold a grudge. I hold a grudge. I hold a grudge when y'all when y'all disrespect me, or when you disrespect my friends, or when you disrespect my family member. I hold a grudge. I do. I really do. So, but I noticed this a long time ago, and I was kind of leery on it. I was like, oh man, Trump's gonna forgive him. I did. I was like, oh man, he's shaking hands with Cruz. God, man.
I know that did hurt you too.
Cruz,
It
really?
did.
Oh man.
No, it bothered me too. I mean, some of the things that were said. We were talking about this before the show. Some of the things that were said were so beyond the pale, man. I mean, some of the just awful.
He thought they were his friends.
Yeah, and they were before, but as soon as he jumped in the ring, and I'll tell you, he's getting ready to upset the apple cart, man. I mean,
Yeah.
this has just begun. This fight we're going to be, and I'm saying this to the whole audience, anybody that's listening or watching this, be prepared to be in a perpetual campaign mode for the next 4 years.
Yep.
Because those of you old enough that remember Ronald Reagan, the fruits didn't start to come on the tree until the second term.
Mm-hmm.
We got a wicked first term that we're going to have to power through, and we're going to have to stand by this guy, and we're going to have to stay on social media, stay in touch with our congressman, and just do this because it's our last chance, really.
Tom Price of Georgia
Good guy.
has just been chosen to be Secretary of Health and Human Services.
Oh, that's a good deal.
Just released from the New York Times. I love
I
this.
think Price was the guy, that said that if we took all the commissaries and all the Department of Defense schools that were not in remote locations overseas and closed them, we could save we could eliminate $600 billion or something like that.
That's Tom Price.
Very unpopular thing to say, but so true. Like for instance, where I live, there's a commissary where I work.
Oh, okay.
But there's 5 grocery stores within a mile radius.
Tom
It's
Price.
not needed.
Yep. U.S. President-elect Donald Trump has chosen Republican U.S. Representative Tom Price of Georgia to be Secretary of Health and Human Services. The New York Times reported on Monday, citing a transition team official.
You cancel Obamacare right there. That guy's a fiscal hawk. I'm telling you, he's about saving some money. That guy's okay.
Yeah, I can't remember who said it, but ladies and gentlemen, we don't have a spending problem. And again, I don't know who said it, but
You got it backwards. We don't have a taxing problem.
No, we don't have a spending. We don't have a spending problem. We have a problem paying our bills. Is that what he said?
Something like that.
Yeah. We have a paying your bills problem. And I don't know.
He's a good guy, man.
I don't know about you, but don't you get tired of raising the debt ceiling when things should have been paid with what was raised last time?
Do you realize that people who are 18 right now that voted when they were 18, or even people that were 28, we went through 8 years of not passing a budget.
A budget, right? A budget.
That is something. If you remember back in the day, that was what all the political talk was about, was the budget, and that's how you knew what the president wanted and what he wanted to do. And we didn't do that for 8 years. The Congress allowed this criminal activity for us to think that the budget was when the what'd you just say, the debt limit.
Debt limit.
You know, the debt limit and Paul Ryan's omnibus spending bills and John Boehner's before that. That's not the way it's supposed to work.
No, it's not. It's not.
And I don't think we're ever going to go back to that either.
We got Russ. We got Russ from Colorado on the line. What's up, Russ?
Hey, how's it going, Wayne?
How you doing? Go ahead. You're on the line.
Sorry, you were on speaker for a minute. I was just wondering if Trump picks Romney, if he would be making the same mistake Reagan did when he picked Alexander Haig as his Secretary of State. Because we know that after he did that, Haig was a disaster.
Oh, I disagree with that. Why do you say that? Why do you say he was a disaster?
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
Well, because he was, he went out after the assassination attempt, and he not only did he say his "I am in control" comment, but he also mentioned that after the process that he was going to be the next president if him and Bush got taken out, and he forgot that the Speaker of the House was the next to be in line. So that was kind of a gaffe on his part. Plus, he also had problems getting along with the rest of the administration.
Okay, but how was he a disaster? I mean, policy-wise. Because
policy-wise,
yeah.
Well,
he was a Cold War general.
I just think
he was a hero, wasn't he?
He was a Cold War general and a Vietnam combat veteran, and he said that got wrapped up in the press, sir, and because I remember it very well.
Yeah, I was a kid.
What he said was he was in charge of the White House. He was at that time he wasn't the Secretary of State. He was the Chief of Staff, and he said, "I got this right here," and because the Vice President wasn't physically there,
and the media went crazy with it. And
exactly.
Now, and I was a little kid watching that, and I was like, the media really went after him, saying, "Well, he doesn't know what's going on," and they really took him down because of that. But you're saying that he was a disaster based on that, and I mean, and I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying, how about the rest of his policies? Are you saying that he was a disaster because he made that one gaffe? Or are you saying for his whole thing? No, I'm not saying that he was a disaster because he made that one gaffe. I'm saying that he had problems with the rest members of the administration, and he was constantly at odds with them. I'm just thinking that Romney would kind of be in the same position. Because none of us really like Romney, and it seems like the people on the transition team don't really care for him either.
Well, it's kind of in reverse, though, because the people that were in Reagan's administration, a lot of them were very, very establishment people.
They didn't even like Reagan.
Exactly. And Haig was more like the Trump guy. I mean, he was more like I don't want to say renegade, but he was a hawk, no questions asked, serious general, former commander of NATO.
Tough. Yeah, he was tough.
He was. But I think if you look at it that way, it would be that way, but it would be the opposite, with Romney being the establishment guy and the other people in the administration not so much.
See, now that makes a lot of sense. I was just kind of doing a compare and contrast, and I was just thinking that maybe Trump would be making the same mistake, but it looks to me like Reagan had the perfect guy, and it's the establishment people in his administration that were trying to toss him overboard. See, now this all makes sense. See, I was born in the Reagan era, and I was just looking at history from recent articles, and it seems like
the media hated Alexander Haig.
Oh yeah,
the media hated him.
Yeah,
if the media hates you, that's probably a good thing.
Exactly.
Well, hey man, Russ, thank you a lot for the phone call, man. Hugs out to you in Colorado.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, Yeah, I just wanted to find out where he was going with that. Because if he's saying that Hague was a disaster, it's like, okay, do you mean a total disaster?
That kind of like
I never heard.
I was a Hague guy. I loved Hague.
Yeah.
I to this
He was
day.
tough, man. He was tough.
And he made some verbal.
He did
the
screw
way he
up
said it. He said it like a general, and everybody just jumped on him, man.
As of this moment, I am in charge.
Yeah,
People,
like, oh my god!
I can't believe he said that. Hey, look.
Hey, thank you for bringing that up, though. I forgot all about that. I appreciate that, man. That was crazy times, man.
He was like, he pimped the media. He was like, listen, the old boys laid down there for a while. I don't know what the vice president is. I'm in charge right now. You got any questions?
Right. Let me adjust this pistol in my shoulder holster.
And look, everybody in the media was like, nope. No questions.
Yeah, he didn't mess around. I like that guy. Now, I don't know. I didn't go into depth, on the guy, but I know he was always at the forefront in military operations.
Yeah. I mean, I remember hearing his name a lot, So to me, I felt like he was sort of like a hero type of thing. We got 313. That looked like a Michigan number, but we got 313 on the line. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello, Wayne, and I'm Antonio from Detroit.
Yeah, there we go. I knew it was a Detroit. I knew it was a Michigan number. What's your name, man?
Antonio from Detroit. I called you last time.
What's up, Antonio? What's going on? How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good, man. It was good. But I want to answer our question. You see what the Democrats trying to do now with Jill Stein, Hillary's new puppet, trying to do a recount?
Yeah, we watching it.
They can't go away from losing. They know they lost. So they're on their last leg of defense of trying to do something. Hillary lost fair and square. They should just get over themselves.
Yeah, bro.
They should have looked at the calendar because in Pennsylvania, you have to put that in by the 21st of November, and it's the 28th.
Yeah.
So the Secretary of State said no go on Pennsylvania. So
yeah.
And one thing about it, she's trying to do all the states that Trump won, not the states that Hillary won.
Ain't that crazy?
That's crazy in the mud, man. That's crazy. That's my call. I'll let y'all know is last time I called, I had 113 people vote for Trump this election in Detroit.
Good for you.
You
Good
are
job.
the man, Antonio. You are the man, and thank you, man, for tuning in to the show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. All right. Holler y'all later.
All right, man.
All right.
We got Roger. Roger calling in from San Antonio. What's up, Roger?
Hey, Wayne. This is Roger from RSBN chat room, and I was calling in just to kind of give a historical perspective. You asked about, policy-wise, Romney. Yeah, I don't like him personally for what he did. Made it so much harder for all of us. But also, if you look at, people say, okay, he can put him in there, and then, if he's not doing, his bidding, or if he's not following orders, he could just fire him. It doesn't work that way. And, a historical perspective would be, Lodge, Henry Cabot Lodge, and JFK. And Lodge pretty much sabotaged everything that JFK was trying to do in Vietnam, including the Diem assassination. So, it's not that easy unless you have these folks actually carrying out orders that the president is giving. It's hard to control them, and it's not that easy to fire them once they're in, because they're forming in their own power structure. So that's my only take on Romney being bad policy wise.
Roger, guess what? Look, and believe me, I understand exactly what you're talking about. But we got a brand new sheriff in town, and if Romney doesn't do what he's supposed to do, and you're saying that it's going to be hard for him to fire him, well, he just take his responsibilities away from him. Have him sitting out there like a bump on a stump, man. Have him sitting out there like a bump on a stump. As a matter of fact, yeah. Wow.
Hey, Roger, I gotta give you props, Roger. You're very popular in the RSBN chat room.
Well, Hutch, I follow your lead, and I know Wayne, but you've got that perspective too. So I just wanted to give that perspective because I've been, I have a little bit of knowledge on the history wise how this thing, usually these things pan out and play out, especially foreign policy, and also my other problem with Romney is his immigration. He's said he's not going to stop the refugee influx. He doesn't feel strongly about that. So that's another huge problem for me as well.
Well, I mean, listen, and I've heard this about other, potential nominees for people of different cabinets. Yes, we know that they have different positions before, but if they sign on after they've been talking to Donald Trump, and Donald Trump says, "This is where I'm going. Now, can you be with me on this?" Then if they say they can't, then I'm sure that he's not going to bring them in. If they go with what you're saying, well, he's for illegal immigration. Well, I'm sure Donald Trump's not going to bring them in.
Right. Yeah.
There's also a big difference with Donald Trump and every other president that we've ever had in the history of the country, except for possibly George Washington. And that is that Donald Trump has zero political debts. He has zero political promises.
He don't owe nobody.
Right. And that's a reason why Henry Cabot Lodge was able to leverage John F. Kennedy. You have to remember, John F. Kennedy was the product of organized crime and bootlegging.
Yes, right. Chicago.
Yeah.
Without Chicago, he wouldn't even have been president.
Do you think John F. Kennedy really wanted Lyndon Johnson as his vice president? I don't think so.
He didn't even like him.
The same way with Reagan and George H.W. Bush. I don't think so.
He didn't even like Lyndon Baines Johnson.
This is something where we've never been before.
Yeah, and once that also, he was pushed onto him, and I just hope that Romney is not being pushed onto Trump. But I agree with, that's my only hope is that, he's not going to take him in unless he's, 100% signs on to his agenda, and there's some safeguards and guarantees. But guys, thank you so much. Love the show.
Thank you, man.
Keep spreading the word. Thank you, man. God bless.
You too.
Thank you.
Yeah, Hutch. I mean, for me, there's no way that. I mean,
who's going to push him?
I mean, look.
Who?
It's like, wait a minute, hold on.
Mike Tyson's not going to push Donald Trump. You know what I mean?
Yeah, look.
Seriously.
Oh, I heard that. If Donald Trump says, "This is the way I'm going," you need to get on board. You need to get on board. That's the only way that you're going to get that position is you got to go the way that Donald Trump. He's president of the United States. Mitt Romney can't just come in and start changing things, or Petraeus or Giuliani. They got to follow what the boss says. Trump is the boss, baby.
Absolutely.
He's the boss. You don't follow what the boss says, out of there. Out of there. What I hate is that the media is going to be making a whole lot of stink about it.
Yeah, we got to quit watching them. Every time, and I say this a lot, and I never pull myself away, but I swear, even Fox News is disgusting, man. I'm watching this, and it's
you still watch Fox News?
The regular reporters are horrible.
Do you watch Fox News?
Not as much as I used to.
Hutch.
But, I do need to stop that.
Hutch. Come on, man.
I need to just, you know what I need to do? I need to just have my own news program and watch myself.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. Yeah. Watch yourself.
I need to start watching more documentaries and just quit watching that.
I'm watching Grey's Anatomy right now on Netflix. So
there you go.
I didn't know how many. It's like 10, 11 seasons of that thing.
I like diners, drive-ins, and dives. The only problem with
I like that too on Friday night.
But the guy loves everything. He's never said anything bad about any food.
You're right.
That's the only part. But the food, it inspires you.
Yeah, no, it does. It
makes you cook things.
It makes you want to go out to those restaurants and purchase some of that stuff.
A pork belly and ground beef hamburger. Oh
God, Jesus, help me. 678. Go ahead. What's your name? Where you calling from?
My name's Eddie.
What's up, Eddie?
I'm calling from Atlanta. I want to call about this recount thing. You know, I don't think this case with Hillary's over with. You know, everybody's talking about Trump's not going to go after her. Do you think that's a little bit of Trump's going to be a little mad about this or her jumping into this thing?
Well, like I was saying, Eddie, at the beginning of the program, Trump has a forgiving heart.
Yeah, I think he's got a forgiving heart, but I mean, you know, if here he is come out live, you know, or his surrogates come out and tell everyone that he's not going to do this. Okay, wasn't that kind of something to give him something to Hillary? Say, all right, back off. You know, just go home, sleep, go enjoy your life.
I think
brush your hair.
I think he's good on words right now. I think he's good on words. He'll say what he needs to say, but unless Hillary, now if Hillary came out tomorrow and attacked him publicly, then all bets are off. The prosecution will probably begin on Monday, you know, but
I don't know. It just kind of doesn't make any sense where she can get $7 million over the last week.
No,
to come up with all this money, and then who's it coming from?
Right. Hutch?
I think what you're going to see, Eddie, is I think that Donald Trump is not going to get involved with the prosecution personally.
No, I don't think he should as president.
Exactly, but I don't think that he is going to stop ongoing FBI and Department of Justice and New York City Police investigations that are ongoing. I do not ever see Donald Trump getting in the way of the rule of law. I think this has been spun to the point where what's going on right now, and everybody needs to notice this, is the media is aligned to try to get us to think that Trump is going to stab us in the back, and he's not going to do that.
Right.
Oh, I bet. I know he's not going to do that, or I wouldn't have voted for him.
Donald Trump sat there in hundreds of rallies and listened to tens of thousands of people scream, "Lock her up." He knows what the temperature of the country is, and I don't see him being foolish enough to step in front of that train.
You call it foolish. You ain't calling foolish, but.
Okay. Well, you know, if I think something needs to happen, I think it's, you know, I know everybody's talking we need to heal the country, and it's time for this country to get healed.
I'm not worried about that. We need to have the rule of
but
law.
I just think that we need rule of law, and finally somebody needs to go down in the Clinton era because they've got away with so much over the years. I'm glad I'm going to see 30 years of my life taken off now because I've been dealing with these people all my life, watching them on the news. When you think they're going away, and they come back, and here they coming back again. I thought it was over.
You know, the biggest problem that I have with the Clintons is I had to explain to my 9-year-old son what a white stain on a blue dress was. My 9-year-old son was exposed to that every night for a year, and he asked me. And to be honest, I was so I can't even remember what I told him. But that is Bill Clinton in my mind.
Well, guys, I love listening to you.
Thank you, man.
It's nice talk, and you know, maybe we'll see something great come up later down the road.
All right, buddy. Thank you, man.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, bye.
I shouldn't have said that, but it's true.
I wanted to say something and I forgot. I should have wrote it down and I did not. But geez, man, it was timely too. Ohio today experienced
an Al-Shabaab wannabe from Somalia.
The media was like, "Yeah, there's a shooting."
Yeah, active shooting. What was the vice president candidate's name? Kane.
Oh my God, man! Yeah, Tim Kaine.
Gun control.
Jeez.
Unreal.
There's a shooting. There's an active shootout. There's an active shooting going on in Ohio State University. The university's on lockdown. There's an active shooter. And the guy ran over people with a car.
Yeah, he followed ISIS magazine's instructions to the T.
Yeah.
He used his vehicle as a weapon. Yeah. They put that out last month.
Yeah.
In their guideline magazine or whatever it is.
So, You know, media.
And that was my thing with Fox. I'm watching them, and they're like, "Oh, well, they're trying to figure out a motive." And what?
What was his name again?
Abdul Adnan or whatever his name was, and you're trying to still figure out a motive?
Yeah, he was Creole. Abdul. He's Creole. Abdul Razik Ali Artan.
He had too many onions in there.
Yeah, he's Creole.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, the media definitely isn't going to put his name on no ticker. You know, they definitely aren't going to put his name on no ticker on TV. So, yeah, he's Creole. We got an unknown caller, so we don't know who's calling in right now. So, caller, what's your name? Where you come from?
Hey, my name is Jensen, calling from. You remember the guy who called from Singapore the previous time?
Singapore, that's right. Hey, how you doing?
Doing fine.
You're having a.
Just that. Recently I managed to see the news about the recount efforts in Wisconsin, now in Pennsylvania.
Not in Pennsylvania.
If you turn your radio down, it'll be a lot easier to have this call, sir.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
He want to be in show business.
Yeah. Sorry for that. I saw the recount from Wisconsin, and to be honest, it's a futile effort.
It really is. Think about if they really dig into it and find all that Democrat fraud, because that's what's going on in Wisconsin. What are they going to do then?
Yeah, I know. I have this feeling that in Europe, with the upcoming Italian referendum, with the upcoming Austrian election, French and German elections next year, the elites are going to stoop to this level, and they're just going to resort to these sort of tactics.
Okay. Hey, well, look, I'm going to let you go, but hey, thanks for calling in and tuning in to the show. We really appreciate you calling in from Singapore. Actually, why don't you send us a couple of plane tickets and we'll come over there and do the show from there?
Kind of hard. Number one, kind of hard. Number two, that sort of stuff will get me banned. I'm just kidding.
I heard the economy's real good there, though.
Yeah, man. We'll come over there and hang out with you, and you can show us the sights and everything. How's that?
Maybe one day, if you could come over to Singapore, I could be your very good host.
There you go. All right, man. Thank you so much for calling in. It's mailbag, phone bag.
Check them batteries of that thing.
Melania Trump.
Gorgeous woman.
Melania Trump, tonight, her lawyer put out something. There's a video on YouTube going around that Rosie O'Donnell picked up on.
Oh, boy.
And basically was Rosie was poking, I don't know if she was poking fun, but she was calling out Barron Trump, and associating him with autism.
How sickening.
Based on the video. And Melania, Mama Grizzly Baby, came out and said, if you don't take that damn video down, I'm gonna go
Slovenian on y'all.
I'm gonna sue you all the way back to the Stone Age. So we'll see what happens with the video.
And because I don't have to worry about having class or anything like that, but when you look at Rosie O'Donnell's face,
man,
no, I'm not even gonna do it. No, never mind.
Okay, go ahead.
Doesn't that remind you of a mongoloid? That pig nose that goes kind of up, and them jowls.
Oh, mongoloid!
She got jowls that could be in Scrapple.
Mongoloid. Ooh. Oh.
I mean, it's just got that whole Rosie, you shouldn't. You don't mess with a 10-year-old kid.
No, you don't.
Don't do that. I will come back on you.
And that's probably why your child ran away from you in the first place.
Right.
You know, you making fun of Barron.
Probably working for Roseanne on her macadamia nut farm.
Hey, wait a minute. Roseanne follows me on Twitter. I like Roseanne.
I like the show. It was that Star Spangled Banner that messed me up.
Oh yeah, yeah. She was young.
But it was in L.A., I think.
Yeah, she was young though.
Right next to the 405.
541. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, how's it going? My name's Steve.
Hey,
and,
Steve.
I'm American living in Japan.
Hey,
Wow.
all right, Japan, Singapore, and Japan. All right, go ahead, Steve. What's going on with yourself? Your last name's not Bannon, is it?
What's that?
Your last name's not Bannon, is it?
No, it's not.
Okay, all right.
But, I actually wanted to call in and make a comment on this for a while. Just, I know you guys are real busy with callers. But, it really kind of struck me, this thought that Trump seems to have this concept of a social contract where it's like he says, okay, we're gonna make this country a great place to do business, a great place where you can make money, but in exchange, you have to show loyalty to your worker.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. I can deal with that. That's good, right?
That only makes business sense when you look at it. I mean,
yeah.
a disgruntled worker gets you a Big Mac with a paperclip in it. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. And it just struck me that one thing I think I really like about Trump, and that the reason why he got a lot of those Reagan Democrats, is because he's not necessarily this right-left ideologue. He's very very right-leaning, but he understands that if you just let the top 1% just run away, that they can sometimes make things not fair for the smaller guys who want to get it involved in business. You know what I mean?
Kind of like buy a government, you mean?
Right, exactly. Yeah. If you let the top 1% get too far away, it just turns into an oligarchy. You know what I mean? So I really like it because I've always been scared that the global race to the bottom was eventually going to lead to somebody like either Bernie Sanders or Donald Trump. You're either going to get closer and closer to communism as more and more wealth goes to the top 1%. But if you do Bernie Sanders solutions, you're going to ruin the risk takers. And if you ruin the risk takers, then the non-risk takers that they give jobs to get destroyed. That's why that really far left stuff, Bernie Sanders, scares the hell out of me, because you can tell he's sincere. Like Bernie Sanders really believes what he's saying, and that can be appealing to people because he's sincere. But that's what scares the hell out of me, because if we ever actually went down his road, it would just totally ruin jobs.
Hey, well, you know what? Hey, beautiful, Steve, insight. Hey, in Japan too. Listen, whenever you want to call back, you just do so, and we've already plugged your name in because look, Japan is a long way away, and we want to know what's going on, and we thank you for taking time out to listen to us tonight, man. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I love your show, man.
You are the man, Mr. Steve. Thank you so much.
Nice. Man.
What was I going to say? Oh, Terry in the chat room said that Rosie O'Donnell and Cher blocked him. Yeah, they blocked me too.
You did good.
Yeah, they blocked me too. I'm going to give a shout out to Imogene Elliott. Imogene Elliott has been going through withdrawals of the show since before Thanksgiving. So she's let me know, and I want to thank her for tuning in and letting me know what's up, what's going down. Yeah, Jill Stein, this recount 2016, the Philadelphia thing is out. She raised $7 million. Is she going to give the money back to the people? Probably not, which means that she's going to make off. And I heard that the Green Party has changed its name to the Greed Party. Miley Cyrus followed Terry for an hour and then blocked him. Okay.
Yuck.
Yeah. You might have to delete your account to get that off, Terry.
Or a bleach bit or something.
Yeah. 201. You are my last call tonight. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, how you doing, Wayne? I just wanted to spike the football with you.
All right.
Love our man Donald Trump.
Who is this?
Joe from Jersey.
What's up, Joe from Jersey? What's going on?
Not much, man. I'm just very happy. And I watched the end with you guys, and I was nervous about, they're not putting up any numbers or anything like that, but I was watching it with you guys, and you guys put it over the top. Awesome.
Hey, thanks from Jersey. We appreciate the call, and please call back anytime.
All right, you're breaking up.
Yep.
I'm breaking up.
Guess so. I had to reach over to get my iPad. Hutch.
I caught that. I mean, I moved right in. You didn't have to send me a text or nothing. That's just instinctive, intuitive. That's how we roll. Japan, man. Wow, Singapore.
Japan and Singapore.
We need to get a post office box so they can send us postcards.
I got one. P.O. Box 1404. Owings, Baltimore, Maryland, 21117.
All you international listeners and viewers, send a postcard.
Send us some postcards. P.O. Box 1404. Baltimore, Maryland, 21117. Again, P.O. Box 1404, Baltimore, Maryland, 21117.
It's like old school radio.
That's right, man. Hey, this is Wolfman Jack talking about my man, Donald Trump. Oh! All right, so, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. We're better than ever. We want to thank you for tuning in to the show tonight. We want to thank those that have called in. And hopefully tomorrow, and Mr. Trump, believe me, I am not rushing you at all. You make your choice whenever you want to. We're going to be here for you. We're going to be here to break it all down for you. And just remember, ladies and gentlemen, the man that we supported is Donald Trump. Forget everything else. Forget everything else. That's the man you praying for. That's the man you on the battlefield with. That's the man that you holding up. That's the man that you defending. That's the man. He's the man. Okay. Bottom line, case closed. All this other hubbub stuff and everything, the media's running with it. The media's taking legs with it. The media's trying to create a whole lot of problems. Don't listen to that mess. Okay? It's seriously, it's okay to have your own opinion. It is. You don't like Romney? I don't like Romney. I don't like Corker. Y'all don't like Corker. Some of y'all might not even like Petraeus. I don't have anything against Petraeus. Hutch does.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Not enough to make me not support him.
Right. So we're gonna support Trump no matter what. That's just how the cookie rolls. We're gonna hold him accountable, but we're gonna support him.
That's right. We're gonna support the truth too.
Yeah. We media is not gonna tell us who to like and who not to like. Who do they think they are? That's how we got in trouble with all the other past elections. They were telling us who to like and who not to like. You remember that?
Yes, sir.
Well, now they can't do that, or they're trying to do that with these picks, But, man, all it is just a whole lot of popping chops. They just popping the chops. They ain't got nothing to say.
We'll bump on the stump.
Somebody in the chat room tonight said, Donald Trump is not like anybody else. And that's the way that he beat all those politicians, because the politicians were treating him like a politician. And we kept saying on the show, that's the reason why y'all losing. You don't know how to street fight. Donald Trump's coming in here and he's beating the pants off of y'all, and y'all still putting on suits. Y'all really didn't get into the street and try to talk to the people. Y'all tried to beat him up on the sidewalk. That's why y'all lost. We have to remember Donald Trump is unique in the way of how he got there and how he's going to govern. He is not a politician, so stop trying to treat him like one. Bottom line. Hutch, how can people reach out to you on social media?
Hey, I'm Hutch Bailey Jr. on Facebook, Hutch Bailey Jr. on Gab, Berg's Eye View on Twitter. Thanks everybody at RSBN, Spreaker, and everybody, and a belated good evening to the RSBN chat room moderator.
WCCD-AM out of the greater Cleveland area. Want to thank you for tuning in to the show. Spreaker, RSBN. Want to thank y'all for tuning in tonight. Remember, you can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Wayne DUPREE Show. Just type in Wayne DUPREE Show. I'm going to work my magic, see what I can do to get some of these nominee people in here this week. So, until then, y'all have a great night. God bless. Huge hugs to you. And remember, don't burn your house down frying turkey.
Make it lamb chops.
You wrong. You wrong, Hutch. That's wrong. It was a big fire, though. Believe me, it was a huge fire. I was
as
like,
long as
man.
I don't get fired.
Oh, no, not you, Hutch. All right, we're out.